4 prisons inmates in Eket prison regain freedom. State government requests communities to donate land for mechanized farming. Plus, University of Uyo hosts 21st convocation ceremony. Details of these and other stories in just a moment. Good morning and welcome to KBC 45 News at Dawn. I am Miriam Ekbutu. The State Acting Chief Judge, Justice Stephen Okun, has released 4 inmates who are awaiting trial in Eket prisons. The Acting Chief Judge released the inmates when he visited Eket and Ikorobasi prisons. Livingstone Daniel filed this report presented by Mabaseto.
Upon arrival at Eket prison, the Acting Chief Judge was presented with a list of matters to be looked into by Assistant Superintendent 1 in charge of the prison, Mr. Amade Azikiwe. After going through the list and listening to arguments and clarifications from the Officer Legal Matters, Nigerian Police, Ikoropanabia State Council, Directorate of Public Prosecution, DPP, he ordered the release of Mohammed Dauda, Asukwa Okoneyo, Ete Yenedet, and Ekbo-Tom. Justice Okun said the suspects have been in prison custody for more than 2 years without trials for allegedly committing offenses ranging from unlawful possession of military cap and singlet, attempted rape, accusation of witchcraft and wandering, which, according to the Chief Judge, are bailable offenses.
We know some people here who have spent more time than necessary awaiting trial. If, for instance, as mentioned here, you don't have vehicle to prepare inmates to the reports, then there is delay in criminal justice administration.
Earlier, in a welcome address, the Chief Superintendent in charge of Eket Prison, Mr. Agomo Ibezi Mako, said the prison was built many years ago to accommodate 127 inmates, now has about 300 inmates. The situation, he noted, has overstretched the prison facilities. He advocated the establishment of a new court in Oron to help decongest the Eket prison and ensure quick justice dispensation.
Permit me this motion to echo out a little moment to present our challenges to you. This becomes pertinent because prison as an organ in the criminal justice system, what affects it adversely necessarily detracts from the efficiency of other organs of the criminal justice system.
Some released inmates of the federal prison expressed appreciation to the State Acting Chief Judge for coming to their aid. At the Ikorobasi prison, the story was different as no release was made. The Acting Chief Judge noted that all the cases presented before him are already in court of competent jurisdiction, hence the need to allow the court to give its ruling. Justice Okun, however, appreciated the prison officials for doing their job despite challenges. The Deputy Controller of Prison in charge of Ikorobasi Prison, Mrs. Ogweifun Josephine, complained of vehicles to convey inmates to court, lack of electricity, infrastructure, and vocational workshop as challenges facing Ikorobasi Prison.
I believe your presence here today in Ikorobasi Prison will bring smile on the faces of our inmates, particularly those who have been denied justice and are kept in the prison custody for up to 4 to 5 years without appearing in court.
The Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs has taken its request for the donation of land to the state government to Srubium and Ibesikwa and local government areas. The Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Mr. Victor Antai, said donation of land will enable the state government to embark on the mechanized farming. Elijah Edet covered the story. Read by Augusta Essien.
Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Mr. Victor Antai informed the people of the state government's commitment to give agriculture a priority in order to boost food sufficiency in the state. Mr. Antai explained that the administration of Mr. Dom Emmanuel will create job opportunities for the unemployed through large-scale farming and stressed the need for the people to cooperate with government by providing their lands for this project. He said government intends to build agro-factories and stores where finished agricultural products will be stored. The commissioner urged the people to embrace the Dakada philosophy of the present administration as the state marches to greatness.
The vision of Udom Emmanuel indicates arrival of state to greater heights. That is why Amar Children of the
in their remarks, the paramount ruler of Nserubium, Edidem Solomon Etuk, and the Transition Committee Chairman for Nserubium, Mr. Tobong Edemidiong, commended the governor's vision to diversify the economy of the state through agriculture.
That anyone belong to this particular political party. All we need to do is to support the government of the time.
At Ibesikba Sultan, Mr. Antai said the government has attracted investors to the state and appealed to the people to create an enabling environment for the investors to operate. He unveiled the state government's plans and programs to include human capacity development, agriculture, job and wealth creation, as well as infrastructure expansion, and solicited continuous support for the present administration. Earlier, the Transition Committee Chairman Ibesikbo, Mr. Ita Udombom, commended the ministry for creating awareness on government policies and programs and assured of conducive atmosphere for government activities to succeed.
The state chapter of the Association of Beauty Kings and Queens has paid a familiarization visit to the Ministry of Science and Technology. The visit, according to the group, was to intimate the Commissioner for Science and Technology, Dr. Elizabeth Obod, on the activities of the association, which include the publication of magazine to showcase innovations of students in secondary and tertiary institutions. Eyahenopol reports.
Addressing the Commissioner, the Secretary of the Group and Chairman Planning Committee of the magazine production said aside from publishing the magazine, the group intends to take the Dakada campaign to schools. The campaign that noted will assist in eradicating cultism, examination malpractice, and other social vices, as well as enlighten the students on the need to study hard for the betterment of their future. The group congratulated the Commissioner on her appointment and sued for cooperation between the ministry and the association.
In Ibesikbo Sultan, they went there and creatively they improvised the means of distilling water with the use of rubber, strong water container to cut it, which it could be used to distill well water. And I think if these things are being brought in records such as this, it will go a long way in selling the ministry and also the talent of the students. This magazine would be marketed and sold in the secondary schools, universities, and different strategic places.
Responding, the Commissioner for Science and Technology, Dr. Elizabeth Obod, lauded the group for the initiative, especially contributing to the Dakada campaign, promising to partner with the group. Dr. Obod advised them to be law-abiding, unite, and use their positions to affect the lives of other youth positively.
You have come today to key into this dream. You are not making a mistake. And I believe that if you will be sincere with this project of yours and you go around the various schools and articulate what they are doing, we can actually pick from them and see how we can take them from that level to another level.
Highlights of the event were conferment of Ambassador of Youth Award on Dr. Elizabeth and presentation of the Dakada campaign sticker to the Commissioner by Ms. Mparenin and Ms. Etinan.
Hold fast the completion of our hope without wavering, for he who promised is faithful. I arise to the faith of greatness that Akwa Ibom was created to be great.
Iyagino Paul reporting.
Total Exploration and Production Nigeria Limited yesterday held an awareness campaign on healthy living for the people of our nation. The event, which took place at Owen Union Civic Center, had as its theme 2015 NNPC Topec Healthy Living Awareness Campaign of onshore and Akwa Ibom State communities. Ebuka Okafor reports that the campaign also featured medical checks, health talks, and fitness exercise. His report.
In his keynote address, the Deputy Managing Director, Total EMP, Port Harcourt District, Mr. Nicholas Brunet, represented by Mr. Izu Idioku, said that the awareness campaign was part of the company's corporate social responsibility to their host community, noting that the awareness campaign is to draw the attention of the communities to some overlooked health conditions. Mr. Brunet said the campaign will encourage effective and sustainable lifestyle, which will help in preventing medical emergencies and sudden deaths. The Deputy Managing Director advised them to change their lifestyle, adding that diabetes mellitus, hypertension, and stroke account for a number of deaths. He appreciated the efforts of NNPC for its support in ensuring that communities are part of its programs and projects. Also, the Community Development Chairman of Total EMP, Pastor Etim Ati, thanked the organization for bringing the campaign to the Oron Nation, adding that the company is in the forefront of improving the standard of living of people in its various host communities. He pointed out that without good health, one's life is not fulfilled, adding that the campaign is aimed at making their life better and healthy. In his remarks, the paramount ruler of Oron, Ofong Odion Akan, appreciated Total EMP for organizing the awareness campaign and pleaded with the company to complement the awareness campaign with treatment of the illness. He appealed to the company to provide drugs for the people. A public health physician with Standard Health Solutions, Dr. Angus Ibe, explained that diabetes and hypertension has killed many people, adding that the silent killer disease is accompanied with stroke, heart and kidney failure and death. He said that these killer diseases can be prevented by maintaining normal weight, regular exercise, and healthy diet. Dr. Angus advised the people to always go for a regular medical checkups, as well as monitor their blood pressure and diet. The medical checks that was conducted included obesity screening, blood pressure test, blood sugar level, and urine test analysis. Ebuka Okafor reporting.
Over 400 graduates of the University of Uyo will take part in the institution's 21st convocation ceremony built for the permanent campus of the university on Friday 30th and Saturday 31st October 2015. The Vice Chancellor of the university, Professor Comfort Ekpo, announced this at a news briefing where she said the event will also feature the installation of the university's fourth Pro-Chancellor. Samuel Ayara was there.
Giving a breakdown on the number of graduates, Professor Comfort Ekpo said 82 are for PhD, 899 master's degree, 347 postgraduate diploma, and about 2,000 bachelor's degree. Professor Ekpo said for the bachelor's degree awardees, 11 were graduating with first-class honors, and expressed delight that this year's overall best graduating student was a female. According to Professor Ekpo, the convocation, which will mark her last major event, will also feature conferment of honorary doctorate degrees on 3 deserving Nigerians, including Senator Itaena, Mrs. Fularonsho Alakija, as well as African folk music maestro, Chief Uko Kwanumana.
The 21st convocation is remarkable in several ways. Apart from being my last
major event as the fourth substantial Vice Chancellor of the university. The auspicious event would witness the installation of the fourth Chancellor of this university, His Royal Highness Alhaji Abubakar Adamu Maje, CON.
Professor Ekpo said the event will also feature groundbreaking for some new components of the institution, while several other completed projects will be inaugurated. On her stewardship in the last 5 years, the Vice-Chancellor noted that her tenure has witnessed tremendous turnaround in the academic, policy, corporate and infrastructure fortune of the school. She highlighted her achievements to include securing accreditation for 98% of the courses in the school, hosting of national and international conferences, support for brilliant indigent students, improved staff welfare, and partnership with foreign research institutes. Professor Ekpo said the ranking of the university as 12th in the country was a commendable feat.
Important to mention here that one outcome of the rigorous pursuit of the university staff development program has been that over 80% of academic staff members are either holders of doctoral or higher degrees and equivalent professional qualifications. Many are undergoing studies leading to the award of PhD in various fields within and outside the country.
She expressed appreciation to the governing council, management, staff and students of the university for their support, which contributed to the success story. She called for more support from members of the university community for the Vice-Chancellor-elect, Professor Enefio Kessian, whose tenure begins on December 1st, 2015. Samuel Ayara reporting.
All is now set for the groundbreaking of the proposed 68-room guest house complex and event center of the University of Uyo Alumni Association tomorrow at the main campus of the University of Uyo. The complex, of which is part of the proposed projects and scheduled for inauguration during the 21st convocation ceremony of the university, has a 1,500 capacity event center, gymnasium and other recreational facilities. The president of the Alumni Association, Professor Gabriel Mo, in an interview said the reunion will be concluded with a dinner and phone lunch at 5 p.m. at the PTDF auditorium in the main campus. Professor Mo disclosed that the reunion dinner will be chaired by the Commissioner of Economic Development, Dr. Emmanuel Onwuduka, with the Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Comfort Ekpo, as a special guest of honor. The Deputy Vice Chancellor, Administration and Chairman, 21st Convocation Planning Committee, Professor Trenchat Ibia, is the guest of honor, with a frontline journalist and media consultant, Mr. Aparandem Chems, as the guest speaker. We'll take a short break now. When we come back, more news. To stay with us.
Information and communication technology is the pivot with which the business world revolves. Akwa Ibom State government is fully aware of this and is on the fast lane in taking Akwa Ibom there. For Governor Udomi Manuel's plans for you in the ICT world, tune to Unveiling the Mandate on AKBC Channel 45 on Saturday, 31st October 2015 by 11 a.m. The Commissioner for Science and Technology, Dr. Elizabeth Donald-Ubot, will unveil government's package on ICT. To participate, comments and questions to 081 639 29018.
So good to have you back. The House of Assembly Election Petition Tribunal has upheld the election of the People's Democratic Party candidate for the Abak State constituency in the House of Assembly the Friday week. Udrak Basi reports that the political associates, friends, Well wishes, family members, and indigents of Utuabak in Abak local government area yesterday rolled out drums to celebrate with the member representing Abak constituency in the House of Assembly, Elder Friday Iwuk.
The event, which kick-started with a victory rally from Elder Friday Iwuk's residence through some major streets in Abak, terminated at the local government council hall. Stopping briefly to pay a solidarity visit to Archbishop Elijah Panbogo at Good News Community, Gospel Village, Abak. Elder Iwuk described Archbishop Mbogo as his godfather, whose prayers and commitments have secured his victory at the tribunals.
This victory is solely and entirely dedicated to God.
Yes.
Because He has been doing wonderfully well for us.
Yes.
Since we started politics, He has never disappointed us.
Yes.
At the council hall, Obong Uforomonde congratulated Elder Iwuk and described his victory as a reconfirmation of the mandate given to him by the people of Abak. While the People Democratic Party women leader, Mrs. Mercy Solomon, thanked God for giving the tribunal wisdom to deliver a fair judgment. Responding, Elder Iwuk thanked the people for believing in him and promised to uphold the mandate given him. He appreciated their effort through their votes and prayers, which have helped him to secure the mandate. Elder Iwuk expressed his appreciation to his witnesses at the tribunal during the trial. Others who spoke at the events were the Transition Committee Chairman, Abak Barrister Emmanuel Odosen, the Vice Chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Abak, Mr. Emem Westgard, and Mr. Udrak Enekan, who spoke on behalf of Abak Youth. The guests were later received by Elder Iwuk in his compound.
The Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Welfare, Dr. Glory Edet, has celebrated her birthday with kids born in the month of October. The Commissioner, who visited the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital, Uyo, and St. Luke's Hospital, Anua, where she presented over 50 children born in October with gifts. Ebuka Okafo reports is presented by Imo Omana.
The Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Welfare, Dr. Gloria Edet, who visited the labor ward and the surgical ward of the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital, thanked God for keeping her alive. The Commissioner pledged to continue to assist the less privileged and appreciated the wife of the State Governor, Mrs. Martha Odomi Manuel, for the good works she is doing for the women of the state.
I decided to be celebrating my birthday with the less privileged and to also thank God, appreciate God, because when I look at myself and I know that I was a baby like that years ago, and God has been lifting me from one stage to the other, I am an adult today.
Also, the personal advisor to the governor's wife on women affairs, Mrs. Mercy Cephas, emphasized that the commissioner is following the footsteps of the governor's wife and prayed God to grant Mrs. Edet long life. Responding, a medical doctor at the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital, Dr. Albert Innocent, thanked the commissioner for the visit and prayed God to continue to strengthen her.
And there's something like when somebody gives to somebody that cannot give back, God will surely reward you.
Dr. Edet also settled the medical bill of Mrs. Idongesot Clement. The commissioner also donated cash and wrappers to the women.
Burial will take place on Saturday, 31st October 2015, of a retired teacher, devout Christian, and wife of the clan head of Awa in Ona local government area, Deaconess Grace Maxwell Benjamin Umore, nee Grace Adam Ian of Ikore State, Una, age 70. The late Deaconess Grace Umore was a devoted member of the United Evangelical Church, founded as Kwaibo Church. In the course of her career, she taught in primary schools across Ikorabasi, Urowanam, Etinan, Ona, and Eket local government areas. A funeral program signed by the husband and clan head of Awa in Una Etebo Maxwell Benjamin Morin, indicates that Morning House happened on Sunday 25th October 2015 in a residence in Ikorise Shift, Awa in Ona local government area. According to the program, visits by political office holders, in-laws, traditional rulers and titled chiefs, city club, friends and well-wishers began from Monday 26 October till 29 October 2015. Sing Song and Friends Night is scheduled for today. The statement says that funeral service in honor of the deceased will hold at Government Primary School, Ikorise Ishet, Awa, Ona, by 11 a.m. The late Deaconess Grace Maxwell Benjamin Morin is survived by her husband, Etebo Maxwell Morin, clan head of Awa, 7 children, including Mrs. Iroyenefang, Prince Ifebu Morin, Mrs. Enobong Asai, Mrs. Ubrak Dixon, Mrs. Ufonobong Aye, Mrs. Ufonobong Henry, Mrs. Obowan Perico, and Mrs. Aniesen Enyeche. Others are Mr. Etegenefang and Luesel Esa for in-laws and many other relatives. President Muhammadu Buhari assures Indian investors that Nigeria has a conducive atmosphere for investment but warns them against shipping fake products into the country. The Nigerian Senate screens and confirms Professor Mahmood Yakubu as the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission. Mercy Ekere tells us all this and other stories in our national and foreign news segments.
It's one of the more than 50 African leaders attending the India-Africa Forum on Climate Change and International Terrorism in New Delhi. At a preliminary interactive session, President Buhari met with the Confederation of Indian Investors with interests in Nigeria and assured them that Nigeria's economy is doing well despite the fall in oil price. The president, however, warned the investors against shipping fake and substandard food, products and medicine to Nigeria, as his government would not tolerate such acts. The president called on India to increase its trade volumes with Nigeria in various areas, including agriculture and information and communications technology. The India-Africa Forum is being seen as an attempt by India to improve ties with Africa. At the forum, the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced $600 million in assistance for development projects in Africa. The Nigerian Senate has screened and confirmed Professor Mahmood Yakubu as the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. The 5 new national INEC commissioners who were also screened and confirmed are Mrs. Amina Zakari, Dr. Antonia Okosi-Simbine, Baba Shetima, Mohammed Mustafa, and Shoyebi Solomon. After the screening and confirmation of INEC chairman and commissioners, the Senate held a closed-door session for about 1 hour, after which plenary resumed with the confirmation of the remaining ministerial nominees. During the confirmation process, the Committee on Ethics and Privileges presented its report on the petition against former Rivers State Governor Rotimi Amechi. PDP senators were of the opinion that since Mr. Amechi's petition is in court, then the Senate cannot decide on the matter. After much debate, PDP senators walked out of the red chambers led by the Senate Minority Leader, Chief Godswill Akpabio.
And we are not against the clearance of any nominee or Mr. President, because as senators, we want the president to succeed. But we also have to follow the rules. We have to make sure that Nigeria is a country of laws and not a country of impunity. And so that was the reason why we staged a little bit of walkout.
Before the session came to an end, all of the remaining nominees were confirmed as ministers of the Federal Republic.
You can also watch AKBC TV News online by logging on to akbconline.org or follow us on Twitter at AKBC45. We are on Facebook at AKBC Channel 45. That's a package this morning, but just before we another look at the stories. 4 prison inmates in Eckert prisons have regained their freedom. The State Acting Chief Judge, Justice Stephen Okoro, released the prisoners during his tour prisons in the state. We also brought you a report that the state government has requested communities to donate land for mechanized farming. That's our report this morning. We thank you so much for joining us and wish you a pleasant day ahead. Good morning.